Hi, I'm Nita Sanger, Managing Director of Corporate Legal Innovation Consultants, or CLIC. Today, in our next episode of the CLIC Legal Innovator Series, we have with us Jonathan Shamay Draluck, an experienced in-house counsel with technology and life sciences companies. Thank you for being with us today, Jonathan.
Thank you, Nita. Happy to be here.
Jonathan, it would be great if you could share with us your thoughts on the impact of the current market downturn on various industries and sectors.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm a cloud attorney. I've been involved in cloud technology for many years. And we're seeing that the cloud remains big and it's still growing. If you think about what is going on during the pandemic and how we're using the cloud, we're streaming entertainment. We're using software-defined networks, digital workplace for secure private connections and networking. E-commerce is big, logistics, shipping. And also on the life sciences side, drug discovery, telemedicine, how data is continuing to be harvested to model out the pandemic. And then if you think about everything else that might be on the sidelines now, I would expect the floodgates to open once we see the light at the end of the tunnel for this pandemic.
Great. So how do you think corporate legal departments within these organizations should respond?
Well, in some ways, response has been forced on us. All of a sudden, companies were required immediately to be in touch with channel partners and vendors and customers and get on the same page. So that put some legal departments and corporate organizations to the test. I also think about negotiating commercial agreements, and you try to anticipate every eventuality, though most practicing lawyers never actually look at those clauses again. For instance, if there's a point that's litigated, well, if that was a contract you negotiated, you'll never forget the nuances associated with that issue. So now corporate attorneys are looking all over again at different kinds of provisions. For instance, security protocols and whether they allow working from home, or force majeure clauses that I would say most of us never had strong opinions about. But the rubber has hit the road, and we understand some of those provisions a lot better and how we would want them to be.
Got it. So based on your past experience, what advice would you give to in-house legal professionals as to what actions they need to take to emerge strong from this market downturn?
Well, I was really lucky during the last downturn. I was living in Israel representing innovative startup companies. And we simply didn't feel the impact of the downturn. So I guess the first part of my answer is that large companies should look for the ingenuity that's associated with startups and try to tap new technologies. Because people who have left companies recently, many of them have this entrepreneurial spirit and inventive spirit, and that's where they'll be, and that's where the ingenuity and innovation will be. I think as legal departments may stand to become leaner, training so that any given attorney can be more nimble and have more breadth of skill is really important.
Got it.
So,
oops, now we just talked over each
other.
other.
No, I was just simply going to say, outside your comfort area, because that's what training is about, is making you more useful in a wider array of areas.
Thank you, Jonathan. Really appreciate your taking the time to speak with us.
Thanks so much, Nita.